It's none of your business what people think about you. Hey, it's Iannarino, and it is none of your business what people think about you. And I'm going to tell you two stories, and then I'm going to give you some concepts here to play with. So the first story, a few years ago, I was at a Toastmasters meeting, and I still love my club, Midday Toastmasters, and whenever I can, I try to go into a meeting, but mostly I'm speaking on the road, and so I miss all the meetings, even though I really want to be there. And if you're not in Toastmasters and you want to speak and you want to communicate better, go to Toastmasters. No questions asked, just show up and sign up. And I was at a meeting, and somebody asked a question. They said, "Why are you a better speaker than we are?" And I said, "I'm not a better speaker than all of you. There are some people here who are really good speakers that I've learned a lot from, and that's true in just about any room. There's lots of great speakers, especially at a really good established Toastmasters club." And I said, "But I think the difference is that I don't really care what you think about me." And they were shocked, and they said, "How can you say something like that?" And I said, "Well, the way I said it and the way you took it are two different things. What I mean is, if I have to worry about what each individual person thinks about me, then I can't say anything, because there's always somebody who's not going to like something that you say, or maybe they're not going to like the way you look or something. They're just not going to like you, and that's okay." A few months ago, I spoke at an event, and I got a call from somebody who saw the speech, and they said, "I was talking to somebody who saw your speech, and they said they hated it." And I said, "Wow." I said, "Only one? I would have expected in a room of 500, maybe 50 or more." And he said, "No, look, you know this guy." And I said, it's okay. I don't expect everybody to like me." And he said, "Well, he wrote a book. And he's trying to get me to ask the question, well, who is it? And I'm supposed to be deeply concerned that one person in an audience of 500 didn't like what I said." And I'm not concerned about that, because that's the way speeches go. Some people like what you say, it resonates, it speaks to some truth in them, and some people it doesn't speak to, and that's okay. In a room of 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 people, there's always going to be some people that are difficult to reach. That's just how the game works. But it's how it works in other areas of your life too. And you can't be so concerned with what other people think of you that it paralyzes you and keeps you from being the very best version of you that you can possibly be, and from doing the things that you really need to do. So listen, some people aren't going to like you, and there are some people who aren't going to like you just because of the way you look. And there are some people who are not going to like you because you have a set of beliefs that are so different than theirs, they can't even imagine and they can't understand you. And there are some people who are not going to like you because of what you do or what you say. It'll be something about you that just strikes them wrong. They used to say, "I don't like the cut of that guy's jib," and nobody knows what that means, but basically it means there's just something about this guy or this girl that I just don't like. And all of that can be true, but the one thing that you do have to worry about is no matter what anybody can say about you, they can say, "I don't like the way he looks, I don't like what he stands for, I don't like what he writes, I don't like what he speaks about, I don't like what he does, I don't like his beliefs, I don't like any of that thing." But what they can never say about you is that that person has no integrity, that person has no character, and that's a person that you can't trust. No one should ever be able to say that. Let them not like you, but let them know that you're willing to stand behind who you are and what you believe, and that you're always going to act with integrity and you're always going to act with character. I'm Iannarino. Hit the subscribe button. This show is every day.